Hey everyone, thank you for joining us. Um, I have a channeling that I will be doing. It's just simply a download from Halil, also known as Lucifer. I'm a channel. I do Akashic readings, and all week I've just been resonating with the energy of Lucifer and just wanted to channel his message today. And I have my beautiful co-host, Gabrielle, all the way from England. She's made space in her time today to join me. She will be helping me channel. She has questions that she will be asking Lucifer about, and I'll let her tell you a little bit about herself. Go ahead, Gabrielle.
Hi, I'm Gabrielle, and I'm co-hosting for today, and I'm from Wales, the beautiful land of the dragons over in the UK, and I'm so excited to be here today. It's a pleasure being with you, Melissa.
Same here. Same here. Thank you very much. Okay, so give me some time to, we're gonna go in. He's saying there's much to say. There's much to be said. And I'm very grateful that you ladies actually taking the time and space at this moment to do this. This is beautiful. This is wonderful. We've all been waiting for this moment, for you to start working together, working with each other. Your histories go way back. You go way back, the two of you. Only if you knew, only if you really understood your history with each other. Take your time now, Melissa. There's no rush. Breathe in nicely. Focus. Focus on what needs to be said at this time. Focus for your highest good, your highest calling. Breathe in and focus now. There's much to be said about the ascension at this time. We're working on that in the background. We're working on fixing the ascension, working on the ascension. We're working on figuring out ways to make this ascension a whole lot easier for humanity. There's much to be said about this at this time. There's much to be noted, much to be aware of at this time, much to fix. People need to start being more mindful and more conscious of their awareness. They need to be aware that they're more to what's in front of them. They only see and acknowledge what's in front of them. They only see and acknowledge what they allow themselves to see, which is usually just limitations. Humanity has so much more they can give for themselves to others. There's so much to be said at this time. You can start off with your questions. What do you have?
Melissa and I wanted to ask about the awakening for humanity. I think the first question I wanted to ask was, what will that look like? Will it be on an individual basis? Will there be one mass event, and will humanity know it when we see it?
The awakening will be in an individual event. It's consistent, it's constant, it's always happening, it's nonstop. The awakening is the blueprint to each individual. The awakening is significant to each individual, to each human being. The ascension is a rise in consciousness, a rise in awareness, a rise in awakening, a rise in being human again. Because human beings aren't even being human anymore. That much needs to be said. In order to be awakened spiritually, you must acknowledge your humanity. Humanity needs to acknowledge itself. You need to acknowledge yourself as human beings. We're looking at that, and it's clear that that isn't the case. You guys do not see yourselves as humans, as people, as individuals. There's much healing that needs to be done at this time in order for there to be any sort of awakening. There must be clearing done. Much clearing needs to be done at this time in order for there to be a rise. In order for there to be a rise in humanity, humanity needs to acknowledge itself. You are not acknowledging yourselves. You are simply being told what to do. You need to rise to the occasion in being human. You are more than human beings at this time. You are gods in the physical form. And you need to wake up to this daily, daily. Daily, you need to wake up to the knowing that you are gods. You need to rise to the occasion and break away and break free from your chains, from your setbacks. Acknowledgement of this is needed at this time. What else is needed to be said at this time? Do you have any more questions?
Melissa wanted to ask about people waking up to their calling and the importance of this with people waking up to their callings at the moment. How important is this for the ascension? And what would you suggest to people who are perhaps struggling to find their calling or to recognize it when they see it?
Once again, we say people are not acknowledging themselves. It starts with the very basics always. It starts with understanding who you are. Who are you? Do you know? Do you know who you are? Do you know and understand who you are at this time? Do you know yourselves, humanity? Do you know your calling? Have you taken the time to find out? We've been looking, we don't think so. It's funny because Melissa's saying we're too hard on you. We're being kind of tough at this time. Awakening starts with the individual. It's an individual process. Humanity needs to wake up to themselves. The ascension is waking up to yourself. You have to understand yourself. You are the ascension. The ascension is you waking up to who it is you are. You are gods in the physical form. You need the healing in order to rise. You need to acknowledge yourselves in order to rise. You are the main picture at this time. Humanity, this is an individual process. This is an individual process. We won't all ascend, unfortunately. We will not all ascend. We can't all ascend. It would be too hard for us to all ascend. The frequency and the vibration needs to be in sync. There's much of us that are way too low. Gone even, gone. There are human beings that are gone at this time. Human beings that are too low at this time. Too low at this time to resonate to the frequency that we are sending out. We have sent out the light codes. We have sent them out and none have responded yet. None have responded yet. Many of them are lost. Many of them have forgotten who they are. None have responded to the light codes. Yes, yes. None have woken up. None can wake up at this time. Do you understand? Is there anything else you'd like to access at this time?
What can we do to aid the healing of the collective with all the suffering and struggle that's going on right now, particularly with the collective of children throughout history, but especially now? What can we do to help with the healing of the collective, and what is being done for healing the collective at the moment?
They're not resonating at the frequency that is needed in order to ascend. What needs to be done at this time is that humanity needs to awaken to who they are. For even the children are lost. Many of them are lost as well. It hurts us to say this. It does. But that's why you're here. That's why you're here. That's why people like you are here. You are here as gifts to humanity to rise. You are here to wake them up to their true potential. Do you understand this? This is your job. This is your calling. This is why you're here. You are here to assist humanity in their ascension, wake them up to their truth, their possibilities, their knowing. You are here to allow them to know that they can be themselves, that they can be free, that they are once again human beings. For many of them don't even understand how to be human. Many of them do not know what being human is. Many of them do not know how to be, let alone be. Do you understand? We are the Galactics at this time. We speak in behalf of the stars. We are happy that you are taking the time to do this. We can't believe it ourselves. So you're going to be doing channelings now. We like this. You're following your path and your mission. We would like for you two to work together if possible. We would like to send out messages as soon as possible, whenever possible. There is no rush. We're already behind in schedule.
Thank you for coming through. It's a pleasure to speak to you.
My pleasure.
Do you have any messages for the collective and for humanity at this time?
Stay true to who you are. Stay true to your callings. Do not be afraid to be who it is that you are. Take a moment, ground yourselves. Take a moment to look at the stars, look at the trees, look at the birds. Look at your vessels. Look at your vessels. To understand, you need to acknowledge yourself. This is an individual process. This is an individual calling. To understand, this won't look the same for everyone because not everyone is the same. Not everyone will understand the process the same way the other will. It's an individual process. It's an individual awakening. And you must take your time to understand this awakening, ascension. The ascension is you. The ascension is the individual person, the individual calling. Do you understand? We hope so. An individual calling. Yes.
So would you say the message to everyone right now is that as you ascend within, as we ascend within ourselves, we bring the ascension outside of us into fruition?
Exactly. Exactly. You get it. You get it. That is the exact process of ascension. That is ascension. Ascension is waking up to the knowing of who it is you are. The more you know who you are, the more you acknowledge who you are, the more your consciousness rises. The more you awaken to your truth, then and only then will you know who you are. And then only then will you match the frequency of ascension. Then and only then can you answer the light codes. Yes, it's a process. You have to take the baby steps. You have to start off small. You start off with being human, acknowledging yourself, grounding yourself, healing yourself, and so on. It's a process. It's an individual process. Not everyone will wake up. Not everyone will wake up at the same time. It's a process. To understand?
Yes. The responsibility for the ascension is our own.
Exactly.
Ourselves.
Yes. Yes. Exactly. Everyone is different. We cannot put a time on such a thing. We cannot say this is when it's going to happen, that is when it's going to happen, because it's happening as we speak. This process is happening and occurring every second, every moment as we speak. There's so many that are waking up at this time. It's unbelievable. So many that are waking up to who they are. It's unbelievable. So many people who are understanding they are more than the physical body, it's unbelievable. So it's working. It's working. People are here. People do know. People are understanding. But there's much more to be told. There's much more to be seen. There's much more. Much more. Much more. Do you understand? The rise for humanity is an individual process. It will happen, and nothing can stop this ascension. Nothing can stop this at this moment, and nothing will. We will continue to send out the light codes. We will continue. Do you understand?
Yes. Are there any light codes and activations that you would like to share with the beings that will be watching this channeling and watching through Melissa?
Many will be watching. Many will soon watch and see what needs to be told to them. Humanity needs to simply wake up. That's all we can say for now. We don't want to go into detail at this time. There's much to be said at this time.